Welcome to IE News and to our viewers on itvtt.com. I am Micah Dume. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, Prime Minister accuses PNM of opposing government's crime-fighting measures. Mayaro to receive joint army police post under National Security Initiative. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander welcomes a new joint army police post for Tuna Puna. In our top story, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has criticized the People's National Movement, accusing the opposition of opposing the government's crime-fighting initiatives while remaining silent on the impact of organized crime in communities across Trinidad and Tobago. In a social media statement issued on Tuesday, the Prime Minister questioned the opposition's criticism of the government's plan to establish 30 joint police and military security posts, arguing that the focus should instead be on addressing criminal activity and improving public safety. Minister Persad-Bissessar said several communities continue to face challenges related to violent crime, gang activity, unemployment and inadequate infrastructure, adding that an increased security presence is necessary to restore safety and public confidence. She also accused the opposition of consistently criticizing key security initiatives, including the deployment of joint police and military posts and security cooperation with the United States, claiming such actions undermine efforts to combat crime. The Prime Minister further alleged that political division has hampered national unity in the fight against criminal activity and reaffirmed her administration's commitment to strengthening law enforcement and expanding security measures across the country. The government has maintained that the establishment of the joint security posts forms part of its broader strategy to reduce crime and improve public safety nationwide. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Mayaro Nicholas Morris has welcomed the government's decision to establish a joint army police post in the constituency as part of a nationwide crime-fighting initiative. In a statement, Morris thanked Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar for including Mayaro among the 30 locations selected to receive the new security posts over the next 4 months. He said the initiative reflects the government's commitment to improving safety and security across both rural and urban communities through what he described as a strategic and comprehensive approach to tackling crime. Morris noted that the joint army police posts form part of a broader anti-crime strategy that includes international cooperation to combat drug trafficking, legislative reforms, operational support for the protective services, and increased security presence within communities. He also commended Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander and the heads of the protective services for their continued efforts to strengthen national security. The Mayaro MP added that the announcement follows the recent delivery of a new fire tender to the constituency, which he said demonstrates the government's commitment to improving public services and ensuring equitable development for rural communities. Minister of Homeland Security and Member of Parliament for Tuna Puna Roger Alexander has welcomed Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar's announcement on the establishment of joint army police posts across Trinidad and Tobago, including 2 locations within the Tuna Puna constituency. In a statement, Minister Alexander described the initiative as one of several measures aimed at strengthening national security. He said the joint posts will increase the presence and visibility of law enforcement officers, help restore public confidence, and provide citizens with a greater sense of safety and security. Minister Alexander added that the Ministry of Homeland Security will continue working closely with the protective services to confront criminal activity and safeguard law-abiding citizens. Meanwhile, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Mayaro Nicholas Morris also welcomed the announcement after his constituency was selected to receive one of the planned joint army police posts. Morris said many communities have long called for an increased security presence and that the initiative will help residents reclaim public spaces while improving community safety. The government has announced plans to establish 30 joint army police posts across the country with 24 locations already identified. These include major intersections, highway interchanges, and strategic communities such as Taruba, Grand Bazaar, Kova Kelly Village to the Puna Lady Young Road, Princess Town Shogunas Toko, Aikakos, Golconda, and Tabakit. The initiative forms part of the government's broader anti-crime strategy aimed at increasing security presence in high-priority areas across Trinidad and Tobago. We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
From the freshness of the ocean, Rainbow has sealed in all the natural, healthy goodness in their canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel. So go ahead, enjoy some crispy sardines, stewed mackerel, or a creamy tuna salad. Because while your tummy enjoys the great taste, your heart and immunity will love the healthy omega-3s, calcium, protein, and more. Rainbow's canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel are 100% real fish, so it's tasty, healthy eating for your body, heart, and mind. Rainbow canned fish.
Tile Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopio. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. Police are investigating the death of a 66-year-old pensioner who was found unresponsive inside his Sandy Grande home on Sunday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as Joseph Ramsing of Lagoon Road, Gander Road, Fishing Pond. According to police, Ramsing was discovered at around 3:30 p.m. by his nephew, who had gone to deliver lunch as part of his usual routine. The relative immediately alerted police after finding him unresponsive. Officers responded to the scene and found Ramsing's body inside a room of the house. A district medical officer later examined the scene, pronounced Ramsing dead, and classified the death as unnatural. The body was removed to the Sandy Grande mortuary, where a post-mortem examination will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. Police investigations are continuing. Prisoners sentenced to hard labor could soon be deployed to assist with community cleanup efforts across Trinidad and Tobago under a proposal being advanced by Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander. Speaking on the initiative, Alexander said the country's prison population represents an underutilized labor force that could be engaged in productive work while serving their sentences. The minister said the proposal would see eligible inmates participating in supervised cleanup programs aimed at improving communities across the country, while also providing meaningful work and supporting rehabilitation efforts. He noted that the initiative is being explored as part of broader efforts to maximize available resources while enhancing public spaces and promoting greater accountability among offenders.
We are going to reintroduce where persons who have been charged and convicted by a court and is sentenced to hard labor, we are going to reintroduce those persons to come back out in the streets and help with the cleanup process. How it will work? If you are convicted and 12 months or 2 years hard labor, you know what is hard labor in the jail right now? A man smoking, a man is on his phone, internet, and all these things. That's not hard labor. And if someone is smart and is on the inside, he could use that process to start to reintegrate himself back into the public. Let the public see, listen, that fellow out there is hardworking. And it is happening right now to some people. So that's what we intend to reintroduce. We have the biggest, one of the largest labor force at the nation's prisons, and we really don't utilize them properly.
The veterinary community is mourning the loss of 28-year-old veterinarian Amanda Zara Ali, who was found unresponsive at her El Socorro home on Wednesday, July 29th. According to police, Ali was discovered shortly after 6 p.m. by her boyfriend, who returned home after leaving for work earlier that morning. He found her lying motionless on a bed inside the house. Investigators also reported finding an empty bottle of prescribed medication at the scene. Emergency health services personnel responded, and Ali was taken to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, where she was pronounced dead at approximately 7 p.m. Police were informed that Ali had been receiving medical treatment and said investigations into the circumstances surrounding her death are continuing. At this stage, officers do not suspect foul play. Her death has prompted an outpouring grief from colleagues and members of the veterinary profession. In a statement, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Veterinary Association, Dr. Shavana Bihari, described Ali's passing as a profound loss to the profession and extended condolences to her family, friends, colleagues, classmates and clients, and everyone whose lives she touched. The association also encouraged anyone affected by the tragedy to seek support, reminding members that assistance is available through the TTVA. Ali was laid to rest under Muslim rights. Police investigations remain ongoing. Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku is seeking to reassure motorists and vehicle dealers that the importation of mild hybrid vehicles will not attract any additional costs under existing arrangements, dismissing claims that government has imposed new taxes on vehicle imports.
International factors which would have required us as signatories to the agencies, would have required us to abide by the recommendations of the international group. At this point, the persons who are importing the very same vehicles that they were importing before face no change in the cost to them. So if you have vehicles on the sea, if you have imported vehicles, if you have vehicles at the port, etc., you have no cost, no new costs attached to that. I just want to highlight one thing. There's a misconception somewhere in the media or in social media, wherever it came from, that there was an increase in some tax. I mean, I know they like to call me tax, but there was a perception that there was an increase in some tax on vehicles. That is not true. And I think that the release has cleared that up.
You're watching IE News. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. It's time for your sports highlights. Here's a roundup of today's top stories from the local, regional and international sporting arena. After electing to bat first, the West Indies closed the day on 239 for 5 from 74 overs, with Graves unbeaten on 64 and captain Roston Chase not out on 36. The pair shared an unbroken 66-run partnership for the 6th wicket after the home side slipped to 173 for 5. West Indies made a positive start through openers Taganarine Shandapal and Brandon King, who added 49 for the first wicket before Shandapal fell for 22 on the final ball. Before an early lunch caused by rain, King looked set for a half-century but was trapped by debutant spinner Ali Usman for 46 after Pakistan successfully reviewed the original not-out decision. Pakistan's spinners then tightened their grip, with Kavern Hodge dismissed for 10 following another successful review before Amir Jangu made 26 prior to edging behind, leaving the West Indies on 124-4. Greaves and Shai Hope steadied the innings with a 53-run partnership before Hope was bowled for 29. Greaves, who survived a dropped catch on 22, went on to register his second Test half-century and remained unbeaten at stumps after facing 125 deliveries and striking 8 boundaries chase, provided solid support at the other end with an unbeaten 36 as the West Indies ended the day in a competitive position heading into day 2. Let's now take a look at some international news.
Tonight, scenes of total devastation in Spokane neighborhoods erased by fire. Home after home burning unabated. Residents racing to get out.
It's hot. There's a car.
At least 600 homes damaged and destroyed. 3 large fires are burning around Spokane. Tonight, a federal management team from California taking over command, running the response like one large fire. Firefighters say conditions are explosive. On Saturday, a rare, particularly dangerous situation red flag warning from the National Weather Service. The towering plume of smoke Saturday night over the city. Firefighters calling in anybody available. Thousands of residents, many without electricity, ordered to evacuate.
When you have conditions like yesterday, it's not going to stop. It's not going to slow anything down. You just got to go. Don't stick around and wait.
And this was my happy place.
The place Eric Frank has called home since 1980, now reduced to ashes. He recorded these final moments from his roof before flames engulfed everything.
I'm so tired. I couldn't see my feet, and I had to feel my way down the ladder because everything just turned black.
Reporter Natalie Keller from her ABC affiliate KXLY-TV is at the convention center.
There are over 400 people who have evacuated here at the Spokane Convention Center. I've talked with families who had just minutes to escape, and now they're in limbo.
Overnight, firefighters could not protect the homes that were burning and instead had to focus on life safety. Washington's governor declaring a state of emergency. Firefighters from states like California are now pouring in to help.
There are just so many Washingtonians who have literally lost everything in a very, very short period of time. Just in a matter of hours, their lives changed.
Tens of thousands of Spokane residents have no power. It comes as wildfires are burning across the West. Dozens of large fires are burning in the Pacific Northwest alone, fueled by drought and extreme wind. In Oregon, where 32 of the wildfires are burning, more than half the state is facing severe drought in what could be the state's worst wildfire season on record.
Tonight, President Trump backing away from the brink, calling off planned massive strikes on Iran. Overnight Saturday, posting on social media, saying he canceled the attack subject to being able to rapidly make a deal, adding the perimeters of a deal had been agreed to. A far different tone from Friday.
We'll be hitting them very hard. And, at some point they're going to say, we just can't take it anymore.
But Trump saying that Iran and regional U.S. allies alike had since asked him to hold off, claiming any deal would include reopening the Strait of Hormuz and address Iran's nuclear threat. But nearly 24 hours later, no formal response yet from Iran's government. An Iranian state-run media saying no such deal to reopen the strait had been reached. It remains effectively closed. Prior to Trump's announcement, Iranian media said the foreign minister had warned regional countries of harsh retaliation should the U.S. follow through on its threat to target Iranian energy facilities. After state-run oil facilities were targeted in a drone attack earlier this week, the renewed Iranian threat sparked Saudi Arabia's leadership to publicly urge the White House to de-escalate after Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman spoke to President Trump. Those fears include not just a wider war in the Middle East, but increasing signs that the conflict between Ukraine and Russia is starting to overlap with the Iran conflict. Last week, Ukraine attacking an Iranian cargo ship in the Caspian Sea it said was carrying military supplies.
When we return, your weather update and more, stay tuned.
Introducing Signature Marine Coatings. We bring you premium marine solutions powered by PPG coatings, including anti-fouling protection, high-grade epoxy systems, fiberglass materials, and complete marine refinishing supplies. Protect, enhance, and maximize the performance of your vessel with products you can trust. Get the finish your vessel deserves. We are located at Tardy Marine Limited in Chagaramas. Call us today at 2900-654 or email at signaturepaints@hotmail.com.
In our lives, there are moments that need to be remembered. Are you hosting a Ramayana Yagya, religious or cultural event or celebration? Would you like to have it aired live on IETV or recorded for playback later? We will air your program on IETV and IE Radio, with your viewers joining locally and internationally. Your family and friends worldwide can view on www.ietvtt.com or listen on ieradiott.com. To make arrangements, call or WhatsApp IETV at 784-9880. Let us record your cherished moments and share it.
Welcome back to IE's Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today was generally warm and partly cloudy across Trinidad and Tobago, with a mix of sunshine and cloudy intervals throughout the day. A few brief showers developed across isolated districts during the morning and afternoon, while most areas remained predominantly dry. Temperatures climbed to approximately 33 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 32 at Crown Point, while overnight lows are expected to settle around 25 degrees. Moderate easterly winds persisted across the islands, occasionally becoming fresh and gusty near passing showers. A mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust remained present, resulting in slightly hazy conditions at times. Sea conditions remained moderate, with offshore wave heights between 1.5 and 2.0 meters and below 1 meter in sheltered coastal waters. Overall conditions remained warm, humid and breezy, with only isolated shower activity. Tonight is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with a few isolated showers developing during the late evening and overnight hours. Warm and humid conditions will continue, accompanied by moderate easterly winds of 15 to 25 kilometers per hour. Marine conditions are expected to remain moderate, with offshore seas between 1.5 and 2.0 meters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. A mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust is expected to persist overnight, resulting in slightly reduced visibility in some locations. Small craft operators and seabathers should continue to exercise caution, particularly in offshore waters where seas may become occasionally choppy. Wednesday is expected to be mostly cloudy, with a few periods of light rain and scattered showers affecting Trinidad and Tobago, particularly during the morning and early afternoon. Although brighter intervals are expected at times, skies will remain generally cloudy throughout the day. Temperatures are forecast to reach approximately 33 degrees in Trinidad and in Tobago, with warm and humid conditions persisting. Moderate easterly winds will continue, becoming fresh and occasionally gusty near heavier showers. Sea conditions are expected to remain moderate, with offshore wave heights between 1.5 and 2.0 meters and below 1 meter in sheltered coastal waters. Overall, Wednesday is expected to be warm, breezy, and mostly cloudy, with scattered showers interrupting otherwise fair conditions. Let's take a look at some crime news. Officers of the Tobago Divisional Task Force Area East recovered a suspected firearm and a quantity of ammunition and cannabis during an operation conducted yesterday. The operation was carried out between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday, 2nd August at Bay Road, Bell Garden, based on intelligence received regarding an illegal firearm and ammunition concealed at an abandoned building in the area. During the exercise, officers proceeded to a white abandoned building situated above the playing field. A search of the premises resulted in the discovery of a black wooden and metal object resembling a firearm bearing the markings Mansfield, which was wrapped in a grey jersey. Further examination of the firearm revealed one round of 9mm ammunition lodged in the chamber. The ammunition was inspected and bore the markings 9mm Luger IMI. The firearm and ammunition was seized and are being further examined. Additionally, at approximately 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, while conducting mobile patrols along Windward Road, Argyle, and acting all intelligence, PC Mackenzie conducted a search of the shoreline area behind sea grape trees and discovered 4 packets containing cannabis, which, when weighed together, amounted to 109.71 grams. A silver scale was also found in close proximity to the packages. Investigations are ongoing. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service advises that following internal checks at the Mayaro Police Station on Wednesday, 29th July, a TTPS firearm and ammunition was discovered missing. An internal investigation was immediately launched, which led to the recovery of the missing firearm, magazine, and ammunition. The scene was processed, and the suspect, who is a 23-year-old male police officer of Seaview Lane, Mayaro, with 9 months service, was detained. Following consultation with Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions, Ms. Andrew Bowler, a charge of misbehavior in public office was recommended and subsequently laid by AG Sergeant Denoon. The officer is scheduled to appear in court on August 3rd. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara stated the TTPS maintains an uncompromising position on integrity and accountability. Any breach of trust, especially involving the handling of police firearms, will be met with zero tolerance. We will continue to act decisively to protect the public's confidence in the service. Recapping the headlines, the Prime Minister accuses PNM of opposing government's crime-fighting measures. Mayaro to receive joint Army police post under National Security Initiative. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander welcomes new joint Army police post for Tunapuna. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Micah Dume. Thank you for joining us.